Hi guys, and welcome back to Hummingbird Acres. I am Deanne, and today I'm going to share with you guys how we keep our kids, or how we get our kids involved in the garden. If you don't already know, we have 4 kiddos. Our oldest is 6, the boys are 5, and Marisol is 2. And we love involving them in everything that we do around the homestead, including gardening. One of the ways that we get them involved in the garden is by giving them their own supplies. So we have bought every kid at least one hand shovel, one hand rake. They all have gloves, and I replace those supplies anytime they break or they outgrow them. Giving them their own supplies is a great way to encourage them to be just like you, and if you're a gardener, it's going to encourage them to be a gardener too. Another way to encourage them to be part of your gardening and your garden experience is to give them their own garden. Now at our homestead right now, we do not have the space for that, but what we do is we give them pots that they can garden in, pots that they call their own, and it's their own garden. Our goal and our dream is that when we move to our forever homestead, that they can share a small garden bed. They can pick what goes in that garden, they can harvest from it, they can be responsible for that garden and everything that comes out of that garden. Another way that I got our kids involved in the garden this year is by letting them dig the holes and plant the flowers. Now this did make the process a little bit longer, but the boys enjoyed doing it, and it's something that I will remember doing with them forever. So I let them dig the holes for the plants, I let them pull the plants out of the plug trays and put them in the holes. Now I did this first by giving them directions on how to do it, and then helping them a couple of times, and then letting them do it on their own. In teaching, this is called the gradual release model. It's where you model first, you assist, and then they become independent. That's how we do a lot of things around our homestead. We will model, assist, and then they become independent. It doesn't always happen in one session. A lot of times it takes a lot of repetition, but in the end, they're independent at the chore, or not chore, at the activity, which is beneficial for them and for you. So let them dig those holes, teach them how to plant the plants. In the end, it will be beneficial for them and for you. We also use the gradual release model when it comes to watering our plants. A lot of our plants are in pots, so they do require water daily. So what we have done is we have bought each kid their own watering can, and we have taught them how to water. And when we go out to water each evening, they come and help. Now we don't ever ask them to help, they always volunteer. They enjoy the activity, they enjoy being in the garden with us, which is a win-win for both. We love these small watering cans from Walmart. They have them every season. They have been really durable for us, and the kids just absolutely love them. And when we're not watering in the garden, I actually will let them play with the watering cans so that they can figure out, they can problem solve with them on how it works and what is, and like they have figured out that sand does not go through the watering can very well, but water does. So letting them explore and be creative with it is another way to get them involved in what you are doing. When it comes to the garden, I am a firm believer that you need to make your garden a place that you want to spend all of your time. And to do this, I recommend that you decorate your garden just like you would decorate your house. I did a whole video on this, and I'll link that below for you. But decorating your garden is also a great way to include your kids. So in the spring, and sometimes even in the summer, Target and Walmart and even the dollar store have cute, inexpensive craft ideas for the garden. This year I found stepping stones at the Target dollar spot, and on a rainy afternoon the kids got to decorate them and paint them, and then once the rain had stopped they got to add them into the garden. So not only are they decorating the garden for me and making it my happy place, but they are putting things in the garden that are their own, that are they want to show their friends and family that come to visit, they want to show them the garden as well and what they have contributed to. So including them in decorating the garden is an awesome opportunity to get them in the garden. Now, Marisol's favorite way to help in the garden is when it comes time to harvest. When you are going out to harvest, or even if you are just needing a quick snack for your kiddos, take them in the garden. Teach them how to pick the fruits and veggies that are growing, and make it an activity that is not only fun for them, but also fun for you. We do this by having special harvesting baskets, and we have special days when we go and we harvest different fruits. And sometimes, if there's only, say, one blueberry ready, we'll sneak one to a kid, and it's a special little secret treat. It makes them excited about it and makes them want to go out to the garden again to see if there's another one out there. When we're kind of in that waiting season, where we've planted everything, it's growing really well, but nothing is ready to harvest, we make it a game. What can we find in the garden that's ready to pick today? Kids love games, they learn through play, so that is another great way to get your kids involved in the garden. In the off season, there are also many ways that you can encourage your kids to become avid gardeners, and one of the ways you can do that is through literature. There are many children's books out there that revolve around gardening. Our kids love the ones about worms, but there are many others, and I will list them below for you. But reading your kids books about gardening is going to encourage them to want to be in the garden and want to be creative in their own gardening space. If you have kiddos, I would love to know, how do you encourage your kids to join you in the garden? And if you found any of these tips useful, let us know in the comments below. Hi guys, I am sitting here and I'm editing this video and realized I forgot one more way that you can include your kids in the garden, and that is by creating forts for them. We love doing this with sunflowers, creating sunflower forts, or even creating trellises with noodles or beans, noodle beans on them that grow down. The kids will love hiding in there and just playing. I will link below a couple articles for you and the seeds that we use to grow our Asian noodle bean trellises, which are a favorite hideout place for our kiddos. If you want to see how we involve our kids with our monarchs and our pollinator gardens, check out this video. It is chock full of information on how to raise monarchs, and definitely something you can do with your kids. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today, and we will talk to you soon.